Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Penelope Stewart. Welcome, new subscribers. Thank you, subscriber, for liking our videos and following the channel. You can also follow Chemistry on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am not going to keep you guys here long. This is going to be a short little video. For those of you guys who honor their ancestors and that are interested in deepening your relationship with the ancestors, now is a great time of year to establish a relationship with them. Okay? I know a lot of you have been told that don't celebrate these pagan holidays, but we have to really break down what is pagan. You know, what does pagan really mean? And most of the holidays that you see, they are based off the old traditions, the old earth-based traditions, and just been Christianized, so to speak. That's what the Christians say. They've been Christianized. So let's see what pagan means. I'm going to read the definition of pagan. Pagan and paganism were pejorative terms for the same polytheistic group, implying its inferiority. Paganism has broad connoted the religion of peasantry, and for much of its history was a derogatory term. Both during and after the Middle Ages, pagan was a pejorative term that was applied to any non-Abrahamic or unfamiliar religion, and the term presumed a belief in false god. What are modern pagan? Modern pagan traditions often incorporate the beliefs or practices such as nature worship. So now you know what pagan is. That's such a broad term to be given over to the old traditions. And so anything that wasn't Abrahamic was deemed pagan. And it was a derogatory term. So if you wasn't doing what they was doing, if you wasn't following their religion, you was either called a heathen or a pagan. Okay, so you know a lot of this stuff came on by the church, and you'll know more about that because you have that big shift happen, that gender shift happened. So that's why you see that these derogatory terms coming up like that. If you want to know more about that gender shift, please go watch my video, The Symbols, because I talk a lot about that gender shift, okay? And so right now in Halloween, there's a lot of holidays that's going to be coming up around the cultures all around the world. The most popular one is Samhain. And Samhain is generally practiced by the old tradition or the Wiccan tradition. Most witches or Wiccans practice Samhain, but Samhain is really big on honor the ancestors. Let me dive in. I'm going to read some of my research. Samhain is generally celebrated by pagans personally from sunset on October 31st until sunset on November 1st, a date which is approximately halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. There is a great deal of focus around Samhain on honoring one's ancestors and honoring the dead in general. It is said that on Samhain, the veil between the worlds have grown thin. This boundary is referred to by many names and images such as hedge, mist, or which is used a lot in pagan traditions. The world of the living and the world of spirit overlap, but are hidden behind metaphoric veil of perception, which keep in mind is only a sure piece of fabric to begin with. So during this time of year, there's a very thin veil where we can communicate with ancestors and they can communicate with us. This is a great time to honor the ancestors. Get out your pictures of your ancestor, light some candles, decorate your altar up with some flowers, and talk to those ancestors, to get that guidance in that direction that you desire, Cultures across the world embrace holidays with themes of death. Los Dias de los Muertos, of Mexico, the Buddhist festival of the dead in Japan, which is called Obon or just Bun, the Hindu festival of Gadahatra, I think that's how you said it, Gadahatra, and the Christian celebration of All Souls are but a few of them. Like them, Samhain celebrations also embrace the theme of death. So you're going to see this going on around all cultures. Not just here. And you read, and you heard me read it there. The Christian has a celebration of All Souls, so they do their own honoring of ancestors during that time. See how all this stuff correlates. See how it all comes together. So this is a great time. I know I'm using it, and I feel a difference too in this energy. I got some new cards, some Angels or Ancestors cards, and I've been using them, during this time, and the readings have been like, oh my gosh, so profound. And the connection, even going to my ancestors' altar, I've been feeling more of a closer connection, But me, myself, I have my own ritual that I'm going to do on that day. Really fix it up and really put out some really nice offerings and candles for my ancestors, and just really speak with them and have my own ritual on that day. This weekend, I'm probably going down to the mounds and do my water ritual. Now, that's my formal ritual that I do to honor, all my whole bloodline. I go and I do a ritual on the river. Our ancestors have been doing this from the beginning of time. If you're interested in that, I think I have a short video of me doing a water ritual. There's nothing to it. Really, I say my prayers. I have some prayers that Orisha prayers, and then some prayers that I read out of grasping. What is that root? Grasping the root of divine power. There's some prayers out of there that I read too when I do my water ritual. So I'll be doing that ritual probably this weekend. I'll be putting maybe some pumpkins and, little bitty pumpkins in there, oranges, things like that in my little basket as I put it on the river. Or maybe I might just put a pumpkin with some cinnamon and stuff in it and a candle and just light it near the river. Just, like I said, that's my ritual. That's the way I honor the ancestors and nature as well. Unlike the vibrant and enthusiastic rites of spring and summer, this is a time specifically carved out for the wheel of the year, to acknowledge death and loss, to experience grief for venerating the ancestors and honor departed spirits. Many pagans would dedicate a home altar to this ritual with photographs, food offers, and other tokens of remembrance. Some of them even set a table, a plate at their table for their ancestors. That's an option as well. So now is just a great time to just make those connections with the ancestors. Be creative as well, because your spiritual practice is all about finding your own signature. That's what traditions and all that is about, is finding your own signature that really connects you with the ancestors. So really get creative with it. You don't have to do it a specific type of way, but find a way that's comfortable for you and that helps you connect with your ancestors. For pagans, death is not a thing to be feared, but it's part of the wheel of life. Death is the ultimate rite of passage, the final act that we complete as human beings. Old age is valued for its wisdom, and dying is accepted as natural, as a form of transformation. Death is the great equalizer that puts everything else in perspective, and surely it does. We realize how little time we do have on this earth when we come faced with death, and it makes you appreciate life as well. And then honoring those ancestors as well. It's a beautiful relationship that you can develop with your ancestors. You will not regret it. And like I said, these pagan holidays, don't get so caught up in this hype, because what it is just propaganda. I would like to call it propaganda. Don't get caught up in this propaganda where you truly, miss a very fulfilling spiritual path. So some of these pagan holidays can be traced all the way back to our ancestors. They were just the old ways, the old traditions, and now people are calling them pagan. So, but take advantage of Samhain, All Souls Day, Day of the Dead, uh, Day of the Dead. Take advantage of all those days. And like I said, the veil is going to be thin from October 31st. That said November 1st, but I think it's I've read somewhere where it was November 2nd or 3rd where that veil stays thin like that. I'm going to doing my ritual this weekend because it's a full moon tonight, and that energy stays in the earth for about 3 or 4 days. So I am going to go do a ritual out there and take advantage of that energy as well. And the veil is still getting thin as we get closer to the 31st and the 31st through the 3rd. November 3rd. So that veil is still getting thin, and I'm sure I will have a profound experience when I go out there. So I thought I would share this with you guys, for you guys that are interested in developing a closer relationship with the ancestors and you want to work closer with the ancestors. This is a great time to do it, just like I said. Thank you for being here with me today. Light and love, may the ancestors be with you.